Today's horror manga dubbing narration is Pretend Not to Notice, from the horror anthology 100 Ghost Stories of My Own Death by Matano Anji. If you enjoy the story at any point in time, please do not hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. Anyways, without further ado, let's get right into Pretend Not to Notice. I hope you all enjoy. Ever since I was a little kid, I would see grotesque creatures. "Mama, look!" The two of them looked over, but his mother seemed to be a little confused. When I first realized that no one other than me could perceive them, it really scared me to the core. It felt like the scarier I thought of these things as, the more clearly they appeared to me. One day when we came back home, my grandmother awaited us. She said, "Welcome back. Did more scary guys show up today?" My mother told Grandma to stop telling like that in fears that it would scare me. However, my grandma taught me something that helped me on that day. She explained, "Shuichi, it's alright. Just pretend not to notice them. If you keep ignoring them, they'll go away before long. Come on, open your eyes." "Grandma?" "You don't have to do anything special. Just pretend not to notice them." And so, as I began to ignore them, they slowly began to disappear until... "See, they're gone now." "You can see them too, Grandma? Then there isn't something wrong with me." "Of course there isn't. You're perfectly fine as you are. I've been able to see them since I was little like you. You've probably already noticed, but they're not like us." "Are they ghosts?" "No, they're different from ghosts. There's something more sinister about them. They were never human to begin with. If you get too careless around them, they'll take you away. And the more you look at them, the stronger they become. That's why we have to pretend like we don't know about them. They will do whatever it takes to get you to respond to them, but you have to ignore it." "Okay." "It'll be fine. If things get tough, you can always come and talk to me." From then on, I pretended not to see anything. Just like my grandma said, as long as I ignored their presence, they would go away pretty quickly. One day, when I was out on a date with a girl. "It's been a while since I've been to the theater. We got pretty good seats, too." The two of us made our way to our seat and sat down, but that was when I noticed. Ugh! Man, this sucks. The person in front of me is so tall, I can't even see the big screen. But my girlfriend, she couldn't see it. That was when I realized the horrible truth. There in front of me stood one of those grotesque creatures. "Oh, never mind. It's nothing." But the creature got more and more crazy, until finally it began pulling on its head, tearing its neck right off as its insides splattered everywhere. Sorry, I'm going home." "Huh?" I ran as fast as I could. It's following me. Help me. Grandma! Grandma! There stood my grandma. She greeted me. "What's wrong? You're in such a panic. Let's get you some tea. I've got some dorayaki too. And so, the two of them spent some time together, ignoring those creatures until they finally disappeared. I need to be stronger. Just take it one day at a time. His grandmother reached around him, pulling him closer and comforting the poor boy. A few years later, my grandma passed away. Her cause of death was undetermined. Her sight and hearing were going bad by then, so she might have confused one of them for a real person and stopped ignoring it. I'm scared. I miss her so much. Grandma, where should I run to when I'm scared now? The poor boy collapsed to the floor. But that was when he heard footsteps behind him. Now of all times, I'll just leave the room. But as he went to leave the room, he peered behind him and saw a horrific sight. It was his grandmother's head attached to one of those dreadful bodies. Grandma? That was when he heard the horrible noise those creatures make. They're using Grandma's form to grab my attention. And then it ripped itself apart. The poor boy looked away, sweat dripping down his face as he went to leave the room. But as he heard the blood dripping from the creature, he thought to himself, "How dare you?" He began to clench his fists, his whole body trembling with anger, as he made his way back into the room. "Stop playing around with my grandma's body, you monster!" Its body began to split in half, and then it made that noise once more. But little did our protagonist know that he was now completely surrounded. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. I'd like to take this time to give a very special thanks to my Patreons and YouTube members. Sarah De Jesus, Motosurf, Leo, Dason Animus, Minue, Rich Harris, Andre Wolf, Tanya M, Kago, and Voodoo. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, you're important and you matter. Have a good night, everyone. Goodbye.